Coach, playing a Jay Harrington coach team is always a test. We talked about that in the pregame show. I thought they pressured us and we responded well. Maybe in some areas you're going to say not so much, but for 40 full minutes, we had to play very hard to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be a grind. It's always going to be physical. They're going to run a lot of inside screen actions and I thought they'd try to grind this game out today. We were going to have to be tough enough to get a little distance away at some point, get a run somewhere, but you had to be prepared for that. I thought we did a fairly good job. In the first half, I thought we missed a lot of shots around the 10 to 12-foot area. We didn't go up strong. I mean, Dayton struggled. I don't know what he ended up 0 for 7. I mean, in the first half, he had a lot of little shots right there in the middle part of the lane. Where I think when we were up 4 or 6, we could have been up, 12, 14. We just didn't finish and finalize, but we were getting stops. And finally, Travell hit a couple big threes. Darson got a couple big plays in the first half. We sent him in, and all of a sudden we're up 14 because we had been able to sustain our defense the whole half. And finally, we got a couple go in the bucket, and we made the separation necessary and really kind of controlled it in the second half. But they're very physical.
We only outscored them by 2 points in the second half, and I think one of the things you're going to criticize is the fact we were out-rebounded in the second half. Well,
I haven't looked at the stats, so I didn't think we were as physical as we need to be in the second half. But, it's hard. They post up in the middle, and they really bridge you. And kind of some of how they're going to call it. I mean, it's just difficult, all right? And there's a lot – we got to do a better job of getting down and pushing and getting them out of there, I guess. But it's difficult. Then they want the fouls to be called on us. I mean, I really don't know how you get that. They go in the middle of the lane and just bridge right in the dead middle of the lane. It's difficult. But then we lost Chambers 2 or 3 times over on the right block. He goes on his right shoulder every time. We knew it was going to be very disappointed in that little sequence when we had them really ready to break, and then they got a little run because he scored 6 straight points down there, just exactly where the only place he can. But, again, it's hard. It's a grind. It's tough. They played a very physical, tough game, and we did a good job to grind out and to win. But there's things we'll learn from it.
Scoring-wise, I mean, good distribution. Bryson ended up the leading scorer with 14. LeBron finally came up with 12 points. 8 of those came from the free throw line, and then third straight game for El Miraji to be in double figures.
Yeah, he had some good moments. I thought the second half he got a little tiptoed in the post a few times when he didn't get them knees bent and really explode through. And they're a little more physical. They'll hit you a little bit more, and he needed to get down and get that base a little better and go up. But, again, those are things that, we'll see if we learn from them. Travell's really been big for us because he's hit shots. I mean, he's playing good defense. I mean, Travell's playing good basketball, hadn't turned it over. We get him in that type thing. He's gone in and got some rebounds. But he's really gave us a punch from the perimeter, shooting the basketball. That's really been key.
Recognition of today's player of the game is underwritten by the Vincennes Hampton Inn, 2863 Ford Road, the official hotel for our visiting teams here at VU. Coach, can we pick a player of the game?
I'd probably have to go with Travell. It'd either be Travell or LeBron. I think LeBron had a bunch of assists. And
career high 14.
So I could go Cole on that one. I thought Bell was big because he gives us what we need, and he really did a good job guarding the wing. So he played well in all facets for us for what we asked of him. And LeBron, really shouldered the load of handling the ball, and they were banging on him. There was a lot of, they ride you a little bit down there and try to bump him off, and, not a lot of whistles until you get around the rim. And I thought he handled that pretty well.
Well, you look at he had 14 points and 14 assists, so he created at least almost half. Well, actually, 14 and then 28. 28 of our 75 points. He actually was responsible for. So even though he didn't get big numbers offensively, he creates points by the ability to pass the ball.
I thought, like I said, it was a solid game by him. It was solid. Got to get in the gym, get him where his jump shot's going. I thought he had some opportunities to probably pull some jumpers, especially on some pull-up jumpers. But he handled the ball, he moved the ball, we grounded out, and you got to do that against him. I mean, and I thought defensively he was pretty active, had several steals. So it was a good performance. This was a good game from us. I mean, it was a tough, physical game that we controlled. Had to grind it out, had to get to the point where we hit a few shots to get separation. We did. We closed the first half out well, which was key. And then we assumed control to start the second half. We didn't let them get any kind of run, so we kept it at, 14, 15 to 20 the whole second half. I thought we did a pretty good job.
I think clearly we were playing better than any team right now in Region 24. Matter of fact, in the Great Rivers Conference, probably the team playing the best right now is Ren Lake because they're beating everybody. But we've got a week off before we go to Shawnee. That'll be a long trip for an afternoon game. They've been playing without Ladricus Pittman, who's out with a knee injury, and they've struggled back and forth a little bit for consistency. But, John will have his team ready to play, and they're always quick and really aggressive.
It's a tough game, but we've got a week here to get better, get sharper, get everything right together. And then, we've got this little period where there's one game basically between the 2 Saturdays here. We got several days here to work on some things, get going. As I said in the locker room, the guys a minute ago, we really hard to be in a lot better position than we're in. And now we got to get better and take advantage of it. And that's what this period of time is.
Coach, congratulations on win number 21.
Thanks, Dave.